So, hi everyone, nice to meet you. We're here today to discuss tech employment trajectories, especially in machine learning. And today we have two awesome guests with us today. Askar Aytuyev, hope I have spelled your name right. And we have, let me just call Mugi and give your word to yourself to tell your full name because I don't want to make mistakes in your name. So shall we start with you introducing yourself? Oscar, do you want to start?
Okay. Hi all. I'm helping Google community programs in the region and startups programs, developer ecosystem related stuff. Thank you for being here.
Hello everybody, my name is in short, my nickname is Mugi and my name is Munkhtuya Tseveenbayar and I'm from Mongolia. I'm a woman tech maker, Google woman tech maker in Mongolia and is also GDG member. And also I am a business transformation analyst.
Thank you. And to add for myself, Mugi is also the person who always cheers up and keeps the mood of the team high-spirited. So thank you both very much for taking your time today. And so just quick introduction of myself. I'm Rano Sidikova. During daytime, I'm partner success manager at Plug and Play. And in addition, like Mugi, I'm also Women Tech Makers ambassador in Uzbekistan, helping girls to start their career in IT with as much support as we can give. So our today's topic is machine learning career path with all the buzz going around ChatGPT, all the different services that are disrupting the market. So we would like to talk about this increasing importance of machine learning and the opportunities that are appearing in the market, especially in Kazakh market and Uzbek market. Let's start talking with the very start of the career paths. Askar, how do you see the start of a machine learning career path in Kazakhstan? How usually people get into this career?
Thank you for interest in this. In Kazakhstan, it's telecommunication industry and banking industry are main drivers of all data analytics and machine learning related tasks, because a lot of historical legacy data and in general it's the main source of talents for the industry. Those two areas, because we have 3 large telecom operators here and we have around 10 strong commercial banks. That's where they really compete between each other, fair competition, and each of them motivated to develop new services and to predict to some data. And typically people do master's degree in local universities and then they just go to industry. And also we have 2 or 3 some limited e-commerce companies. Nowadays they are like almost holding companies, which Kolesa, Choco Group, and some others, which are also having a large staff of engineers, data engineers, machine learning engineers, around 200 people at least headcount is in these companies. And their business is mainly linked to internet. It's also a good area where people can learn to build these ML models. And last 5 years, startup community start to significantly grow. There are many small teams, and I even don't know. Majority of them are not under below the radar. We have a lot of teams applying for Google for startups for Central Asia in the region, and there are some good machine learning teams there. And also, just while Mike is here, I wanted to call everyone to join learning certification or just cloud AI learning program, which is ongoing for Google. And description is in the description to this video is link, you can find it. Please join us, it's not difficult. And thank you for asking, Rano.
Yeah, thank you. We'll definitely come to the question of Google certification and its help and how to, whether it helps to shortcut this career. And before we switch to Mongolia, my last question from what you have said. So you mentioned that people should not should, but they usually do their MBA, their masters in the fields that are close to machine learning. But this sounds quite a long path. It's bachelor, then masters. There, do you think the people practice some other shortcuts where they can get into machine learning field quicker?
Actually, depending on the, well, I don't express Google's opinion. I just can comment how a person living in Kazakhstan, we have many, in the market, many roles, not necessarily some building, creating new models. It could be analytical role or deploying data engineering. Many people, for example, to become DevOps data engineer, many people don't even have any university degree. It's true. And for data analyst role, many people shift from like humanitarian, like philosophy degree or some law, legal, and they shift to data analyst role. Although it's a very difficult role, they tend to retrain themselves. And indeed, statistics or master's degree or bachelor in some math, advanced math is sometimes not for all roles if necessary. On the other hand, I know many people who had this math or IT background and they shifted to some other, to marketing. For them, it was easier because of this structure in they are trained to think in the structures, and it's advantage. Basically, of course, it's advantage. From non-technical degrees, I think from my people whom I know, lawyers, they also tend to have this structured thinking, and for them, it's for some reason might be easier to shift as well. Short answer: yes, of course, it's not always it's necessary, but it could be advantage still a degree. Thank you.
Yeah, it is definitely an advantage. Thank you. And lawyers shifting to machine learning, that is something new for me to learn today. Thank you very much. So, Mugi, so we have just tapped into Kazakh market. How does machine learning career path looks like in Mongolia? And what about the labor market? What opportunities are there for people who are aiming to make their career in machine learning?
Okay, so let's start with the demand part, which is the market. Okay, so it's the same as in Kazakhstan. Financing sectors such as banking and insurance, as well, and also retail sector, telecommunications, and in the last few years, also big corporation companies have gathered lots of data sets. So they have started with this, machine learning. They have started to employ machine learning engineers, but there are very big shortage in our market because let's say there are the three types to become machine learning engineer. First is, of course, at the university. There are two national universities who prepare in machine learning, such as National University of Mongolia and Mongolian University of Science and Technology. This is the first path. The second path is mostly the people who are switching from the statistician and mathematician sector, let's say. The third part are already self-made engineers. Let's say they are taking, courses at Udemy, Coursera, at Google, etc. And so most of the machine engineers, for example, now are, there's a big brain drain abroad to the developed countries. So, and another one is mostly, machine learning engineers who are working at the companies, and maybe they will become in the future CTOs or CIOs. But another parts are the third part of the machine engineers are having startups. They owning their businesses and taking these services on machine learning and AI. Also, there is demand from other companies that think that they can implement these AIs at the companies. But mostly in these cases, these engineers, when they came, the data sets are not ready for these, engineering processes for AI. So there is such situation in Mongolia, because for also there is on the labor market or in tech sector, what's happening are lots of companies have gathered their data on the papers or maybe in the Word, Excels, and so on. So structuring those data, cleaning those, profiling those data takes a lot of time. And as I talked to this machine learning engineer expert, she told me that in most cases she had to wait from 1 to 2 years to come to this company again to provide them services.
That's a bit of waiting time, I would say. But then on the good side, things are changing, so that if she has finally come to this company, it means that shift is happening. Just a quick overview, how in Uzbekistan, for example, we also another market that we have that I'm not sure, maybe it is also the case for Mongolia. We have a lot of companies. We heavily stress here the government is trying to create all possible opportunities for the companies who want to provide the BPO services. So providing services from Uzbekistan to other markets, and we have a few companies that work for the US market, where ML services are rather popular, where data engineers and data analysts are quite in demand. So they work from Uzbekistan to usually to the US market, sometimes to the European markets as well. So we have that part of labor market developing quite well. It's also because in Uzbekistan, IT companies, they get privileges. So we have also companies from other countries coming to Uzbekistan, setting up their offices, because taxes are very favorable here. Since I started talking about machine learning in Uzbekistan, let's talk about engineers in particular. What kind of challenges do they face in Kazakhstan, Askar?
Actually, really good that in Uzbekistan you guys develop BPO and you are open to external US market. And I know from your background, Rano, that you also have experience in this serving international market. Is really good.
In the recent past, I have been general manager at the company that had head office in New York, and we were getting a team in Tashkent. And just to say how that sphere is getting bigger. When I joined the company, we had around 15 people, and in 1.5 years, when I was leaving the company, we already counted 50 people in the company. And this is one of many companies in Uzbekistan who are tapping into this market. Is it anything, something which is popular in Kazakhstan too?
It's not yet. Actually, this is amazing. You have seen this Western international business process. Actually, Mugi also has experience working in Europe, in Accenture, and you know how global competition works. It's a strict business, and you must be efficient to survive. In Kazakhstan, unfortunately, because kind of a market, internal market, there is kind of money in the internal market, and situation was 5 years ago. There were not enough skills specialists, and if you live inside country, you can earn decent money if you work internally for some automating some bank or some mining or some government organization which has like 1,000 employees. You can have good IT career. But people didn't have incentive to work for international market, and many people don't know English, or the processes are mostly tailored for domestic market, and that's a challenge. This last years we have more, and how the question was how engineers feel themselves. Many people attend not only university degrees, they attend IT schools. There are a lot of new IT schools training junior developers, and these junior developers go to market and they start to have challenge to find a job internally, because our kind of number of IT companies is not growing as fast as these graduates of these IT schools. By IT school, I mean organization which teach engineer in 3 months, or they claim they teach in 3 months, in 6 months, and they just drop this person on market, and then it's very difficult for them. A lot of junior engineers, but number of open positions in Kazakhstan is not as big. And actually, we talked with colleagues in Kyrgyzstan, it's similar situation. And people want now to work as BPO to international market, but there is barrier, English language, for example. Yeah, and
yes, there was a bit of hiccup in my internet. So yeah, I think juniors getting job and when they are always asked for some experience and how they can get experience before they get job. It is like a question like whether it's chicken comes first or an egg. A question for all times, and I think this is a very general challenge for in machine learning as well, where experience is essential. And yeah, and how about Mongolia? What are the major challenges for machine learning people?
It's the same. For example, for the, as I say, self-made machine learners, there are no courses in Mongolian language, let's say online courses. So mostly it's they had to learn it in English from international e-learning platforms. This is one challenge. The second challenge is, of course, there is a big shortage. So for juniors, I think it's not a big problem to find a job. There are lots of, advertisements on this employees, but also these companies now starting to have their, learning opportunities, giving them learning opportunities, let's say. But there are, two big challenges on this market. The first one is that, for example, if it is the machine learning engineer also should be a good consultant, because in our market there is it's mostly in awareness stage. It means, okay, big companies, IT companies know what's AI. But for other companies, it's something like, they heard it. It's a very nice word. Most probably we need it for our effectiveness and efficiency. But when the experts came, they they don't know what really exactly it's. So machine learning expert has to explain them what they should do, how to should they structure the data. So there is another skill up for them, like soft in the part of the soft skill. And in also some of the companies, when they want to implement this part, let's say to develop it, they think in most cases also that only one machine engineer, machine learning engineer is enough. But as we know, there should be another, backend developer, but not only backend, backend developer who has knowledges and skills to work with this, big data and so on. So also the database administrator. So it means that when the company has to implement it, they had to have more experts than one person. So also this consultation skill up is a very big challenge for our engineers. Okay, I think Rana
to come. But then on the other hand, I can't really picture how engineers are going into consultant role and explaining. It's basically sell. It's there are a lot of selling should be done in the first place, and it is yeah, that's interesting. In Uzbekistan, we are having a rise of machine learning products that are based on machine learning, AI services, services like I have recently heard they are called like instead of serial Alice, that we have this Munisa, Mohira services. And because there are a lot of machine learning projects are going on, guys, they have founded their own AI club and sharing with their experience. So it makes especially juniors to get into this market easier, because joining to the gatherings of ML AI club, so they can find mentor, they can start helping someone to start some work. So this is how they are entering the market through some mentorship. But then there's also Google certification that could be of great help. Askar, would you tell us in more details what is Google certification and how it can help, and how people in different countries can use it?
Thank you. Also, I think Monkey and also Kangarzul in Ulaanbaatar, they also started this certification groups. We have this year opportunity for all Google developers community members who watch this stream, also who attend our community meetups, parts of our GDGs, WTM, and also the GDSC entity for in universities. You all can sign up to Cloud Skill Boost. It's hands-on labs and quests, or there are also courses depending on level, how much time you want to invest. It's practical tasks, how real data engineers or ML engineers work in international companies. These tasks are embedded to these quests and labs. And one quest you can finish, for example, in 2 days if you study, and then you receive a badge. Badge is a digital certificate for your profile. And we are doing a campaign now. If you submit several badges to the platform, which is in the description, you have chance to get internships. Top 20 learners get internships in Central Asian Technology Park residence. It's a lot of companies are partnering. IT Park in Uzbekistan, Astana Hub in Kazakhstan, Kyrgyz IT Association. They work with international partners, the Kyrgyz and IT Park residents. And hopefully, maybe we will soon or next year join some Mongolia technology parks, because we know there are some. And lastly, about the program, it can be we recommend to start from basic quests. It's cloud engineer tasks, basic data analytics, and machine learning could be the next stage, because there are some prerequisites necessary to build machine learning models, pipelines, and it's all available on the Cloud Skill Boost platform. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is very valuable information, especially, and it practically resolves the problem of most people who are entering ML learning by getting opportunity to have internship, and not just any internship, but from big companies, big projects where they can receive hands-on experience. Mugi, how certification works in Mongolia, or do you want to add anything?
Yeah, so as Oscar told, we have started a road to certification event in Mongolia, and it's a big opportunity for people who are interested in the Google Cloud certified to become Google Cloud certified, and it's they can take part in the courses which are in normal cases paid. So, and in this case, if the people have participated in the road to certification, they are able to attend the courses which are which value is more than around $300. So they are able to save it. But also some people are confused, but I should say it. It means that this road to certification are courses that help skill up, and also but it's not paid for the certification. After this road to certification program, if they want, they can apply for the certification exams. And why the certification is important is, of course, they came two people who can say, I'm AI expert. But, Google certification is a tough journey, let's say. It's not so easy. So if you have the certificate, it's really demonstrate that you have those skills. So it's very valuable, and also this is it's internationally well-known certification. So there are lots of I have searched. There are 6 or 7 certifications in the cloud and AI, but Google is very renowned, let's say.
Yeah, and I guess this is what prestigious in ML world is. Oh, that's very interesting. And the numbers the money that people are saving is quite decent. And yeah, nice. So with the saving money, with the having opportunity to tap into the work and to have this opportunity for internship, I have next question for you, Askar. Why Google is doing this program? What are Google's expectations, or what Google wants to reach with this program?
I think, as Mogi mentioned, by the way, there are some really strong startups in cloud from Ulaanbaatar, Fibo Cloud. They came, I think, Fibo Cloud in Tashkent. This guy, Jigur is his name.
Yes, I have met. Yes, Jigur, I have met him recently.
on the IWD event, right? Or he just visited?
No, he is a good friend of Iskandar, my colleague who is on venture side. So he came to visit us and for Plug and Play's launch event.
Oh, nice. So this guy is working in Google Cloud and Amazon and many others, AWS. And why Google's doing this, I think, because Mogi mentioned there is people who got certificates. They have high salary in US, but not not in Central Asia. because nobody knows about that there exist Google Cloud, that people can get certified, and if they certified, they're really cool experts. And because no awareness, so I think I'm not 100% sure why Google is doing it, but I think it's to raise awareness, and also it's because basically Google is paying themselves for this training because people don't pay, but somebody should pay. So Google is paying, and they provide it. And why they do it? Because they invest a lot to infrastructure, data centers, and in order to train this. If we talk about hype stuff like generative AI, deep learning, they have these foundational models, so-called foundational models, which are trained. To train foundational model, you need a lot of investment. From independent research in internet, you can type how much it costs to train ChatGPT. There's some researcher, he said it costs 1,000K at least per day or per month, I forgot, to train it. So usually if you are not some big company, it's very difficult to train these foundational models. And what Google is doing, they train models, now they giving it to community, and people can little bit change it, fine tune it, or just tune it, and apply for their startups or apply to automate their business. So this is a kind of investment to growth of community in a way.
Yeah, I agree with you. As we have researched with our students, probably I haven't mentioned I am a lecturer at the Mongolian University of Science and Technology, and we are doing now research on the IT community management and models, how to manage it and how to develop the strategy for developing them. So we have studied about the Google community, why they have community management. So most of the now develop, let's say, international companies are now based, their businesses now are based on the communities. And those communities are, the entry of the innovative ideas, and also they are spreading their words about also the products of those companies. So now what we are doing in Mongolia is with Hongorzol, as said, this is also the Woman Techmaker Ambassador, and also Namon, GDG, and also Google Student Developer Student Club lead. So we are working now on our community strategy. Oh, sorry, I also forgot about Anka Bayer-Seha. She is also Women Takemakers Ambassador. We are working on the developing of the strategy and management of our free Google communities in Mongolia, and we are really happy that Google are providing these programs which are paid, but the community can lead it for free and to provide it for our members. So these events helps us to spread words about our communities and also to enlarge it.
Yeah, I think it's, not many cities are doing the work you are doing in UB, and I believe after 1 year or even several months, your people in Mongolia will get ability to kind of have earn job with more of kind of delta with pay because it's more complicated stuff. Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
we have started, actively to work on our communities from the December of the last year, 2022. With we have started with the Dev Fest, and so hope so that that in a year will be a bigger family in Mongolia, and will be able to enter into also in internationally, and to send our top participants to the Central Asia for internship.
No doubt it will be because you are doing it systematically, I'm sure. Yeah, I think Rano internet is disappeared, and because Rano is a host, what to do?
I have a question for you. Askar.
For me?
Okay, yeah. Okay, Askar, please tell me, how does it look like for the techs to live in Astana or in Kazakhstan and to work in Kazakhstan as an, tech experts? So, what is the life expense? What's the salary? And if the Kazakh labor market is welcomed for Mongolians as well?
Yes, it's a good question. The salary, depending on technology stack, but for example, if it's senior engineer, senior can earn. Well, first of all, although Kazakhstan big, technology hubs Almaty and Astana. Mostly it's Almaty. All business, these banks, telecom, located in Almaty, and their salary could be for a senior engineer. It could be 1 million, 1.5 million is $3,000. It's achievable if the person works in big company. Is actually medium salary for senior engineers. But if you are located in some other city in Kazakhstan, for example, in Karaganda, senior earns 3 times less. Senior earns like $1,000. So it's a big gap. Because why? Because living expense in Almaty is high, and in Astana is even higher. The rent, food, and commute. It's like this because of this economy structure is like that. How welcome for people from Mongolia? Overall, it's welcome for everybody, but level of English is low. People don't know English, and from experience talking to, I have very limited experience, unfortunately, with people from Mongolia who don't know, Russian language, for example. It could be a good mediator. Many people speak Russian, or Kazakh language also. It's easier if you speak one of these languages to integrate, but Mongolian language not many people speak, so it will be difficult if you're not familiar with it. In general, this market is not very open to internationals if people only speak English, so it's actually a big problem.
Yeah.
Rano, welcome back. Yeah, we're just discussing what to do, wrap up the streaming, while there is one question from person Mohsin Rashid, how to get certificate. You should go to this description. There is portal, RSVP Learning Google AI, and after following the steps, you can earn your certificate. You should have at least 4 badges. You submit it, and it will send you learning certificate. If you will go to exam, then you will get professional certificate. I hope this answers. Yeah.
And Rano, please tell me also about, how does it look like in Tashkent, the life for the techs, the salary, living expenses, and also is it welcomed for the experts from other countries, for example, such as Kazakhstan or Mongolia?
So sorry for my bit of being out, internet problems. Hopefully it won't fail again. Talking about living expenses, so overall Uzbekistan living expenses are fair, and I would say, for example, in comparison to our neighbors, for example Kazakhstan, also living expenses are more affordable, and IT professions are in a high demand, which makes salaries in the field above average. And in addition, talking about people coming to Uzbekistan. Now it is getting very easy. The whole infrastructure of the setup is there to come to Uzbekistan to get either it is IT ID card or it is IT visa. So it is very easy. IT Park supporting a lot of people to move to Uzbekistan. We also have had a lot of people moving from CIS countries, specifically Russia and Belarus, to Uzbekistan to IT people, and they have also now supporting a lot of banks and Uzbek businesses to from IT side. And for people working in IT, usually the not only salaries are higher than in other industries, they're also due to the legislation that IT Park pushed to make a IT environment overall very favorable and interesting for everyone. They pay less taxes, so they gain on this side as well. Overall, it is not high living costs in Uzbekistan, and then good salaries. It makes IT very favorable, like the one of the most favorable sectors. And also now our Minister of Digital Technologies, Mr. Sharmatov, his big dream is and his big aim is to keep young people in Uzbekistan through IT, so that you probably have heard that we have a lot of people going to Russia, to other markets as job migrants. So his big dream and his big aim is to educate those people IT, to get them IT professionals, because this is one of the like easy shortcuts and allows people to stay in their with their families and at the same time earn decent money. That is why BPO is one of the like a major it is highly now supported by the government also. So I would say this is how IT looks like. And even I would say juniors just entering the market, especially in ML, they earn quite a, I would say quite decent amount of salary in comparison, even in IT, to other like to or front end or some back end roles.
I think it's the same in Mongolia. Also, ML experts, when they start their career at the companies, it's more probable that they will earn more than, for example, other developers. And also with the certification, the minimum salary would start from, I think, 3.5 million to Greeks. Probably it will sound to you less, but it is higher than normal salary. Let's say it's around $1,000.
Yeah,
So they
actually,
start
this is very
from this.
yeah, and this is our starting point, and the
Yeah,
numbers are similar here
exactly.
in Uzbekistan too. And
Yeah.
what is the situation in Kazakhstan, Askar?
Yeah, it's actually the similar. I was when your internet was down, I was describing that we have similar pay ranks, and but in Kazakhstan, English language is adoption is really low, and it's a barrier for going to international job market. People will start to understand this recently. I have one question to all of us, just a thought. But before started, actually, surprise question for Munki from your European experience. I know it's been several years ago. Maybe you didn't notice this. If you observe in Europe, inside Europe Union, all European countries, do they compete each other or they work together to serve, for example, some international markets? Because I had limited experience in Estonia. Baltics, I have kind of impression that Estonia and Latvia, they are kind of, yes, interact a lot. They go to each other by car and cooperate, but they compete against Poland in IT services, and Poland competes against Germany, and everybody's competing everybody. And if you, what was your impression if you observe this. Maybe you just didn't interact with this that time. And overall question to everybody: what do you think will be our region competing each other, or we can somehow complement each other? Maybe after 10 years. I just don't know how it will be.
Now I think mostly the collaborative models of management is possibility to earn more money than to compete to each other. But from my experience, I don't know how does it look like for small companies. Sorry. For Accenture, it was, as you know, multinational company. Sorry. Sorry.
I think our stream is too long.
Yes, multinational company. So our project was through all this Europe, because we cooperated mostly with this also multinational companies. So they were not so competing. Only these big consulting companies were competing to each other.
Yeah, and I think in terms of future, how Central Asia will work, more and more companies are coming to the understanding that if we work collaboratively, so we have bigger chances to tap into global market rather than Uzbekistan working separately, Kazakhstan doing something separately. So even for example, apart from ML, like in startups also, now everyone is understand that building a regional hub or building this regional I would say reputation is this is what is going to take us to the next level and uniting our efforts as well. So my positive assumption is that we will be completing each other and will be working together, and there will be a lot of I would say Central Asian regional projects coming up soon, and yes, I think it is going more to cooperation side rather than to competition.
I talked like 3 years ago, 4 years ago in Belarus, in Minsk, when they had like golden times of Belarus IT. They served a lot of markets, and I told them, let's cooperate with Central Asian software engineers, can be outsourcing partners for you, so you involve them to international partners, because we will be kind of less, our charge rate will be less than Belarus developers. And these Belarus guys said, there is no image, no brand of Central Asian engineer, software engineer, and it's a lot of risk if some international partner will hire engineer, and okay, he pay not $50, he pay per hour as an international like outsourcing rate, he pays $15, but this engineer makes a major bug which costs $1 million, so nobody will take risk on this. They will pay more to the one whom they trust. So I think you exactly got the great point on, we need to build image of this overall region. Yeah.
Yeah, and things are moving forward in terms of this, because Uzbekistan IT Park is setting up office in Germany now. They are looking into Silicon Valley also, and with all this, I think the overall aim is to build the image for Central Asia.
Super cool. I think Mogi is tired with water. I also finished my glass, and we plan to be like half an hour, 45 minutes, and we talked almost 1 hour. It's very
Yeah, we have
productive.
talked it. So yeah, to sum up, sorry, Oscar, if I have missed some points, and please then fill up what. So overall, ML is something coming up, something booming, and there are a lot of opportunities. And those opportunities get even bigger with the cloud Google's certification. And then not only it gives certification for top graders, it also gives opportunity to get internship and internship with some big brands that will add value to their CVs. And we also discussed job market opportunities and career paths for machine learning engineers. And we talked about how people, how those engineers have a nice life in Kazakhstan, Mongolia, and Uzbekistan, and a nice start. If I have missed any point, please add.
I think Rano is a really great host. I have feeling like it's a BBC reporter talking. Really enjoyed your being a host of this stream. Thank you.
Thank you for having. Thank you for having me.
And thank you as well. And also this Google community also helps and supports us, to collaborate to each other. These communities from the cities from Central Asia.
And thank you,
Mongolia.
Yeah.
Thank you, Oscar, for arranging all this and being pillar for it. And Mugi, thank you so much. It was very easy to work with as with preparation, so with this interesting talk. Thank you all. Hope we will continue the topic in more details and bring more benefit to people who are watching us.
And thank you, everybody. Have a nice evening.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.